tonight. Introduce yourselves, fellas.
Filth one, beat maker, Infinite Tribe.
Right.
So Horrific, Infinite Tribe, Hip Hop Addicts, Downward Spiral.
Most definitely, man. How y'all doing tonight?
Good, man. Happy to be here.
Yeah.
All right.
Chilling.
What did we just hear?
Oh, that was a track off the new LP I just put out. Made a bunch of beats, got some MCs on it. That was After Dark, Brain Thing, the third track on the album. The other half of the album is a bunch of beats from the homeboy Dark Side that helped me out with it. He helped master some stuff and went through him with printing and all that. So, yep.
Okay, now what's the title of the new album?
It's Earth Tones 2. It's a sequel to a LP that I put out. Started making a bunch of beats, trying to get MCs on it. It's got people from, Norwalk, people from my neighborhood.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's where you're originally from, Norwalk?
No, I'm actually from Corona, or Home Gardens, where I grew up at, but just trying to connect with people. Mostly I eat cats, but try to branch out,
Okay.
work with as many MCs as I can, just trying to, build.
I hear you. So let's talk about it. What got you into music in general? What got you interested in?
My pops, you know what I mean? He was a musician, raised me, solo. Just me and my sister, bought me instruments, kicked me down instruments till present day, you know what I mean?
Okay.
So I started playing guitar like 7th grade. Since up until like 4 or 5 years ago, been trying to get bands together here and there, and then, just started making beats more recently.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you actually started by playing the guitar?
Yeah. I try to play a couple instruments, got a little drum set. Anything with strings I think I can play, but yeah, it was pretty much the guitar is what got me on,
A little piano maybe?
Not so much the piano, I can hold a little drum beat and I play bass a little bit, but mostly it's the guitar, More recently,
Foundation.
Yeah, that's where I started,
Okay. Now how does that help you, the foundation of it, like kind of in guitar, how does it help you make your beats?
Well, just being familiar with sound and stuff like that, and being able to play, like if I can hear it here, I can create it type of deal, I just have that mentality of, if you can hear it in your head, then you can recreate it, anything you want.
Okay.
Especially with beat making, that's the difference, like having a band, you got to work with other people, and it's complicated at times, but when you're making beats, it's all you, and it's just limitless, the creation is limitless, you know what I mean?
Now, can you read music at
No.
all? Okay.
Not at all. I know some chords and stuff like that, but I can't read or write music or nothing like that. It's just all been, I just feel like it's in me, you know what I mean?
What kind of instrument are you working on when you make your music, you make your beats? What do you use?
Well, right now I'm using little like external keyboard type deal and stuff like that, and some computer programs and stuff like that. But I started off, I had a 16-track reel-to-reel. I would plug a drum machine into it, and record that for a little bit, and then come back with the guitar. Yeah. That's how it started off on a reel-to-reel.
Right.
And then I was like swore to never like sample and stuff like that, and try to keep other than using a drum machine, but I would try to mic drum sets and stuff. And I started messing with some of the digital stuff, and it's just so much cleaner, and like it's really easy to project what you feel and hear and stuff.
Okay.
That's kind of when I strive to create. You know what I mean? So whatever's the easiest to
I hear you. Now you go by Filth. How you get that name, man? That's a crazy name, right?
Yeah, I started writing it. You know what I mean? That's how I got it. Getting up and stuff like that. I gave it to myself, I guess, and I just liked it. I seen
tagging with it or whatever.
Yeah,
okay.
And then I took it on, musically when I started making music, and then all of a sudden people were calling me that, outside of the crew and stuff, and then it just kind of stuck. At one point I wondered if I wanted to be known as that, but then it was too late.
Yeah, it's already what your name was.
Yeah.
Now, MC So Horrific. How do you get that name? How'd you come by that one?
Well, like back in the days, I used to go by the Hypnotist, but
Okay.
I don't know. Really, one day I was thinking that name it was kind of a common name. It's kind of something that everybody knows. The Hypnotist, but I kind of came up with something that meant the same thing, but a little bit different that suited me more.
Okay, a little different. Okay.
Yeah. It pretty much means the same thing. It means hypnotic.
Yeah, I hear you. Okay. So what were some of your early influences? Who you listen to? Who was you banging to back in the day?
Oh. Well, like if you want to go like way back, I would go like Rakim, Big Daddy Kane, stuff like that,
There we go.
Public Enemy, all that, Leaders in the New School, all that kind of stuff. It's all fellowship,
Okay.
But then, like in the late '90s, changed to you know, hieroglyphics and all, Wu-Tang for sure. You know, I don't know, a lot of people, the list goes on.
All right, what about you, Phil?
Same thing. But I found it a little bit later. You know what I mean? It was mostly like mid 90s to later 90s. You know what I mean? Like I think it was like the second Psycho Realm album and Liquid Sword. And so I remember the first time I heard Liquid Sword, I was just like, man, like this is good. You know what I mean? Stuff like that.
Okay.
You know, that's pretty much like an era. You know what I mean? Like when I got into it from then on, like 95, 96. After that, up until about 2000, I was really like feeling stuff. So that's kind of how my shit kind of sounds somewhat. You know, it's that era. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. You know.
I'm gonna listen for it.
Some block lyrics.
Oh,
yeah, I don't.
Right. Nah, I'm just messing around because we talked a little bit about how you're trying to create your own style and everyone who does music has influence.
Yeah.
Even from the beginning, folks is going off of jazz or blues or somebody has somebody that they can talk about, influence them to do what they're doing. So
I think sometimes I curse myself with that when I hear someone like, man, that sounds like this and that. You know what I mean? But it may not to you, but to me, it's like, man, I know where I got that from, kind of. You know, that feeling, that vibration.
Absolutely. You kind of coin like, where you kind of flavor that up from, and that's like everybody and everybody.
Yeah.
All right, most definitely. All right, so we're gonna go into your next track that you want to get. Talk a little bit about the next track that we're gonna play.
I think it's the J-Ross track. That track, man, I sent the email kind of deal. We talked about it a little bit. Gave a beat CD with a bunch of them, so pick one, and connected like that. That's how a lot of things going on right now. I'm trying to break away from, but yeah, it was pretty much through email. You know what I mean? It's a dope track though. I made the beat, little live bass on it, I think. The rest is all some samples and
J-Ross Braxton on that one.
Yeah.
Just a real positive song, man.
Okay, now Earth Tone too. Now it's like we could talk about some of the MCs that are on this album.
First off, it started like Swift Diction. I gave beats to that guy, and we were gonna try to get something going. And I was kind of I didn't know if I was gonna make an instrumental CD or if I was just gonna try to get MCs. So it was a hard process at first.
Right.
My boy Swift jumped on it, you know what I mean? And that's how it kind of started getting MCs on it. He started performing it live at shows and stuff like that. And I think it kind of helped get my name out a little bit. Once I got a taste of getting, other than the crew, obviously getting other people from around town, to get on my beats and stuff. And I thought, I can do this. So.
Now, was he your number one choice, or he just kind of like the
Well,
guy that was in your face?
I would go to his shows. I was starting to go more see in the local scene and hang out a little bit more and this and that. And he does a lot of shows, and every show in the area. Him and a couple other people, they were always getting down, so that's how it kind of started. And he did like 2 tracks, and we were gonna try to do an EP thing. And I was like, we're gonna do that later. Let's do this on this and try to get some more MCs on the project. So that's how it kind of started off, really with Swift. So peace to him, man. You know what I mean? He kind of got me out there a little bit as far as performing out and about. You know what I mean? He was kind of busting over my beats out and about and stuff like that.
Right. Well, we'll talk a little bit about because the way you came up is kind of like it's almost like you say you had to kind of like build your confidence to get out there and do things, kind of get your stuff out there.
Yeah, that was the first, that Earth Tones one I did, I kind of I put it together kind of prematurely. I think, at the time I thought it was that, but I still had something to push to people, and it was kind of the beginning, you know what I mean? I was just like, and then people were like, that's cool, you know what I mean? So that kind of, all right, so that's what it
kind of got your confidence up a little bit.
And then when MC started jumping on the beats and stuff like that, I was like, I'm gonna put something together, and I'm probably gonna continue to do this until, I've got sick of the guitar and trying to get the band thing together, it just never worked out. So, I was like, cool, you know what I mean? It's something I can do. And pretty much when people start feeling, when I started getting like, yeah, that's cool, you know what I mean? I was like, all right, you know what I mean?
Okay.
So,
all right, so let's go on to your next track. Bring it in for us real quick.
Yeah, it's J-Ross. It's called End of a Cycle. It's the second track on the Earth Tone 2 album.
So here we go. Hey, www.huskyradio.com. Make some mellow.
Yo, this is Earth Tones, a collaboration full of filth. Can you feel it? Like money on the track, cause I'm always in the pocket. Rhymes is smooth and great like massages. Your trendy raps is whack and obnoxious. Some of you are square, some more like rhombus. I play the spiral infinite mind style. 2012 will mark the end of a cycle. 2012 will mark the end of a cycle. Whackness will no longer be tolerated. Yo, the words in the beats from the groove that the vinyl pays. Hit you hard like a tidal wave. Playing with these rhymes like letters to graffiti. Abstract exponents in this world of 3D. In this world of illusion, you must think outside the box. At first, you gotta open it and get it unlocked. Lay it out, expose all that wasn't folded in. Your soul bursting, hunger and thirsting, searching for more. See, I see my life as it was, as it is. Growing out a kid, but I take a little bit of everything. Take a little bit of everything for what it is. Like money on the track.